Hi guys, and welcome to Theme Park Parents. We are currently on our long weekend holiday on the East Coast here in the UK. We're visiting 3 family theme parks, but while we are over here we'll be staying at the Park Dean Vauxhall Resort just outside of Great Yarmouth. We visited Joyland today. We did a bit in and around Great Yarmouth as well in the town centre. We went to the beach. We had a bit of free time tonight, so I thought we'd give a quick tour of the Caravan and talk a bit about the holiday park that we're staying on, sort of pros and cons and top tips in case you are thinking of staying here.
So we are staying in the Bronze Oak. So it's just a basic 2-bed caravan. Sleeps up to 6 people, so you've got 1 double bedroom, a twin bedroom, and then a double sofa bed in the main living area. However, it's a little bit tight for space in here, if I'm honest. It's perfect for us because it is just us and 2 young children. But if you were to have 6 adults here, I would probably go for a bigger caravan, because the living room itself, I'm not convinced that the pull-out sofa bed would fit.
Yeah, so we've stayed in the Haven Resort for the last 2 years when we've done our summer holiday in the UK, and both of those caravans have been far better in terms of size than this one. This is very much, it's classed as an economy standard when you book on the Park Dean Resort, and it was £219 for 3 nights. And the reason we went with this one is it was far cheaper than Haven. Now, Haven probably do have sort of a better site. They've probably got more facilities, and like I said, the caravans are a bit better in terms of size. But
the size, yes. So the first time we stayed with Haven, it was a silver caravan, and it was a 3-bed pet friendly because we took the dog with us.
Yes, we did.
The second time it was a bronze, but it was still a 3-bed. So I'm not sure how they work that one out. They were pretty much exactly the same caravan. We stayed in both times, bronze and silver. I'm not sure how they do their levels there.
Yeah, but there's not a massive amount of places to stay in terms of caravan and campsites around Great Yarmouth, which is surprising. There's a few down south, further towards Lowestoft, but in sort of central Great Yarmouth there's really just this and the Haven Seashore. So we're sort of determining between the two, and I think it was about £120 more to stay at the Haven site where we stayed last year for just the 3 nights, so we decided to give this one and give it a chance. So we'll give you a quick tour of our caravan now, our accommodation. Kids are asleep, so we won't go in their room, but we'll do a quick sort of video over of some of the shots that we took earlier of their room. Yeah.
So this is the living room. Under these 2 cushions there is the double sofa bed underneath here. This is what I mean by there not being much space. Considering the table is actually broken, we can't put much weight on it because the legs underneath in 2 places are actually
coming off a bit. So we don't want to put too much weight. I don't know how well that picks up on camera, but the table's a bit at an angle just because this lower side on the left here is.
So I don't feel comfortable having to move this in order to get the sofa bed out. So maybe some other caravans might have a better table, but there isn't much space in here. It's perfect for a couple of nights stay. You do get a television and the channels do work. One thing we found with staying with Haven is the signal on the tellies isn't great, but here no problems at all. So you've got a dining area, sofa. It is very open onto the road. We do have our windows closed for that reason, because there is no privacy.
Yeah, we're just staying right next to the road, so we've got our curtains closed. Something also I should mention is that when we got in here yesterday, this caravan was absolutely baking.
It was very hot. I mean, it's a metal box.
Yeah, it had been in the sun all day. The windows were open, the curtains were open, so it was just like a greenhouse in here, and it was absolutely scorching. It took a while to cool down. Onto the kitchen.
So you do get a fridge freezer. Haven't actually looked in the freezer. It's cold.
Yes, that's a good sign.
We get a pretty nice looking built-in microwave as well. One thing I will say is that there's not too much storage for your own things. We have 1 cupboard that we could potentially use and that we have used for all of our stuff. You do get a hob and a double oven, which is something we didn't get when staying in Haven. We just got a hob, so having an oven was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, it's quite unusual for a caravan to have a standalone oven like that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Or is it built in? It's kind of a bit of both, really.
No, I think it's built in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's built in.
But it looks like a standalone.
Yeah, so you do get, obviously, a washing up bowl in your sink. You do have to bring your own washing up stuff. They didn't provide any of it, but we knew that from staying on Haven anyway. You do get your cookware and stuff all provided for you, so no need to bring that unless you've got children that you don't trust with crockery. Bring plastics. Moving on to the very, very tiny bathroom.
Yeah, this is an incredibly small bathroom.
It has a separate shower cubicle, toilet,
sorry,
and a sink.
Sorry, the camera's playing up with the lighting frequency. I'll just step out of here a sec. The shower is really good. It's a good pressure shower, to be fair. Decent temperature.
The dial, it was quite hard to turn the temperature down for the children, so bear that in mind. It was a little bit stiff.
Only other thing I found is I think we're missing a shelf there.
Yeah,
and that one's very unstable as well. But other than that, can't complain too much about the bathroom. The shower cubicle, however, I'd say is tiny. I struggle to stretch my arms out to wash myself.
Also, one thing about the bathrooms, bring toilet roll. They only do give you one roll. If you are a bigger family staying in one, bring your own. Moving back into the master bedroom, which is the double bed.
On the left here is the kids' bedroom. Like I say, they're asleep, so we shan't disturb them.
So you do get a double bed with some overhead storage. There is a wardrobe which is currently housing our wet towels from swimming. We'll go on to the swimming pool in a bit. There is also a very small cupboard down the side which does house an ironing board, an iron and an airer. The airer I'm yet to figure out. It's in the living room because we've got a few things to dry from swimming. We'll see how that goes. But there is a full-size wardrobe and you do have a little dressing table there for the ladies.
And you should also demonstrate how thin this bedroom is.
Oh, yes. This bedroom is very tiny. So Dan is about 5'10", 5'11". Head to toes, he can reach from front to back. You didn't kick anything off. I think the kids were retaliating to you kicking their wall. Maybe they're not as asleep as we thought.
Whoops. Right, so just quickly about the kids' room. While we had the video over the top of this, it's incredibly thin. You've got two relatively small single beds, perfect for children of their age.
I would say adults,
no chance.
No chance at all. I mean, me and Dan aren't the biggest humans, but we're also not the smallest.
So, yeah,
we would struggle.
Yeah.
It's very, very narrow. You do get some overhead storage and a wardrobe in there, but it's very, very small and the beds are quite short.
Yeah, I think you've only got about a foot between the beds, maybe less than that as well, so it's not great.
We are currently parked outside our caravan. One thing to mention is we actually paid for parking a designated parking spot. We paid extra. We didn't get one.
Well, we didn't get a designated parking spot.
We didn't.
What we got is
a garden.
Right. I think due to certain building regulations, caravans have to be spaced this far apart anyway, and everyone is just parked on the grass between the vans. So I'm not sure if this is classed as our designated parking spot, but more or less all the vans on site are spaced at this distance.
Yeah,
so
I don't know why they charged extra for that.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Another thing I forgot to mention about the kitchen, you do get your toaster and kettle. I think Haven, when we stayed there, they provided some tea and coffee samples. Don't get any of that here.
Okay.
So when you check in, they will give you a welcome pack. So they'll give you a park map and they will outline where you're staying. So this is where you come in off the main road and you check in at reception, and they'll draw a line. So we are Owl 818. So they've drawn it for us. Very, very easy to find, and I actually find this part very easy to navigate. You will get your little thing to put on your car. You're meant to dangle it off of your wing mirror? Your
rear view mirror.
The rear view mirror, so that when you're driving in and out of park, they know that you've already checked in. There is some daytime entertainment and evening entertainment guides, so that you know what's going on. There's always bingo every day. It seems that there's discos few and far between, whereas that was one thing we loved about Haven. There was always things like discos on for the kids.
Yeah, and you got the mascots that would dance with the kids and take selfies.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have anything like that here. They do. I mean, for example, tomorrow they have an ABBA tribute band, and when we popped into the venue this evening, it looked like they had a drum set up, so they may have had some entertainment. The kids were a bit tired,
I think they had
so
a live band,
There is also information about the swimming pool, opening times, and how to book your swimming sessions. So swimming sessions are free, but you can book the splash parties, and they've got aquajets and stuff which you do need to pay for. There is Wi-Fi here, not the best.
Yeah, very slow. Not really worth connecting to be fair. If you've got a hotspot or data, it's just best to use that, to be fair. I mean, we put the kids' tablets on the park's Wi-Fi, and they couldn't even load a YouTube video, so best to just sort of source your own internet. You can pay for better internet, but it's £5.50 a day.
It does look like they have mascots looking at this. This is obviously one thing that I do miss. But I've not seen them. Whereas Rory was everywhere around Haven. You saw them quite a bit.
Yeah.
One thing to mention, we already booked our Pleasurewood Hills tickets prior to turning up. There is actually a 35% off voucher in here. So if you're planning to come here and go to Pleasurewood Hills, maybe hang fire on booking your tickets until you've got this voucher.
Yeah, I wish I'd known that.
Yeah, there is also an exclusive discount to Sea Life, which would have been nice to know, because we were actually very nearly going to take the kids to Sea Life and we hadn't opened this at the time, but we now don't have time to take them.
No.
But very good to have if you do want to go there.
So that is our tour of the Caravan. Relatively good, to be fair, for the price we paid, and we can't complain. It will do us for the weekend. So now we're just going to talk a bit about the park facilities. There is so much on this park, so we'll get all through it.
There is a lot.
First of all, in terms of entertainment and activities to book, there is a ton. You got a gaming centre alone, which has, you got bowling, you got darts, pool tables, loads in there. Then you've got a kids den as well. You've got a load of activities you can book.
Yeah, so they do things like your sand art, the tie-dye making, slime making, I believe.
Pottery painting.
Yeah. All of them you do need to book in advance, and you do have to pay for them. But if you're willing to pay,
there is plenty to do here. You can probably spend 3 days just doing activities here. There's
absolutely.
Loads. You've got a mini golf course, although I haven't actually seen that open yet.
Oh no, there were some people, their kids were in the play area earlier on. You went inside to get a crepe and there were some people walking around.
We'll come on to food.
There were some people walking around with their little golf clubs.
Yes, that was the putters, yeah. So you can also rent out the quad cycle carts. We did that at Haven last year.
It's a killer.
Really exhausting, honestly, especially a hilly park like Haven Seashore. This one's quite flat, so I reckon it'd be a bit easier around here. Mm-hmm. But when we did it, kids were enjoying themselves, having the time of their lives up front, while me and Holly were killing ourselves cycling in the back. But you can do that.
I had to stop pedaling. I left it to him.
Yeah, honestly, it's not easy, but they have those here as well. You can do. They've got the bumper orbs, which is big
inflatable balls that you go inside,
run into each other.
So they've got the ones that go on the water, which are just the plain ones, the ball like hamster balls that you can run around on the water. But they do also have the inflatable ones for outside as well.
Got hoverboards as well. We've got gel blasters. There's loads here to do, but because we had a very packed itinerary for the weekend, for the theme parks, we're not actually going to spend a great deal of time on this site. Had we stayed for a bit longer, we may have booked a few more things.
Potentially not, though. The age limits on the activities here are a lot higher than they are at Haven. So there's only a very few activities that are like 5 and below. Yeah,
I found that as well with the swimming pool. They have a relatively tame slide. It's not fast.
Yeah, they've got one slide that adults can go on and one slide for children.
Even the slide the adults go on, children could easily go on it, but you have to be 1.3 metres to ride it. We have a swimming pool back home, double the length, double the height, and you've only got to be a metre, not even that maybe.
It's got twists and everything. It's like a proper tube. It's like a flume that we've got.
So quite restrictive on the heights and the ages of which people can do things. Moving on to the swimming pool though, relatively good complex to be fair. Mm-hmm. Really nicely heated inside.
Nice and spacious.
We're in July now. It's quite hot outside, but this morning when we swam at 9 o'clock, it was pretty chilly outside, so it was nice to get into a warm, sort of nice heated area in the swimming pool.
However, if it is blazing hot at 9 o'clock in the morning or whatever time you book your swim in, there is an outside pool. Don't know whether it's heated because we didn't venture that far.
To try
it was very cold outside.
But inside you got loads. You got a little toddler pool where there's a small slide. Then obviously, like we said, they got the bigger pool with the bigger slide as well. There's 3 pools actually, sort of, which gradually get more deep and larger.
The shallowest pool is
0.4.
It's
0.4 metres.
Yeah, and then you've got the middle one. The middle one, it's quite like narrow. There is a little water feature in there.
Yeah, like a fountain.
Yeah,
you've got a couple of jets in the shallow pool, but there's nothing in the large pool.
No, it's literally just a swimming pool.
And then you've got 2 pools where the slides end up, which I don't think you're really allowed to swim in. It's just for landing from the slides.
The kids play
in there other than that, you've got lockers, which are £1 each to rent.
And you get your £1 back.
Obviously, yeah. Got some seating in there. Got plenty of space to put everything. Quite a few changing rooms. Only 2 family changing rooms, though.
Yeah.
So we had to go separately because they were quite...
sought after.
Yeah, quite busy. 4 showers in there, which are not too bad. The pressure's not great, and you've got to hold the plunger in order to get the water consistently, otherwise it just turns off. So that's not great for kids.
There's a lot of seating around the pool though. There was a few parents that didn't want to get in the pool with their older children, and
so they can just sit
along the side. There was like little coffee tables and like almost like garden furniture around the pool, so that was quite nice to see because that's not something you see very often at all.
And then you got the outdoor pool, which has just sunbeds and a pool really. There's no slides or features out there. And it looks like there used to be, because we looked at the Google Maps, didn't we? And it looks like there used to be something in the outdoor pool.
It looks like it's only very shallow. It's 0.6 metres, but it looked like there used to be sort of kids little slides and water features and stuff in the pool at one point, but they're not there anymore. All been
taken out at some point. So that's a swimming pool, pretty decent. We're probably only going to do it once, although Rowan begged us to go back because he loves swimming. Once you get him in the pool, they can't get him out. But we might have time for it Monday morning before Pleasure Beach. But if not, we're not too fast. We've done it. So moving on to the mini mart, which is the only shop on site. I haven't been in there, but Holly got some cereal.
I went to get some cereal and an energy drink this morning. On the pricey side, for some things. They do have a bit of everything though. You've got your ladies' products that you need. There's cereal, there's your jams, your spreads, your sauces, pastas, sauces, things like that. You do have cold refrigerated drinks. You've got your beer, you've got your wine. There is also in there a slushy machine, an ice cream or milkshake machine where you pick your flavour and it whips it up for you. I believe they also sell cigarettes.
Everything you need, really.
Yeah, kind of everything.
But just a bit pricey.
Yeah, it is on the pricey side. There isn't... on Google Maps, it shows as a Nissa, but it's not a Nissa. It just says Mini Mart when you go in there.
So then on to the arcade, which is probably the best facility on site.
It is amazing.
It is absolutely huge.
It's massive.
So many opportunities to buy tickets or just get more coins. There's loads of change machines, loads of ticket counters, only about half of which worked. They're all in error or someone jammed a ticket in them. But plenty of staff about.
There was definitely staff. So I was playing a game earlier on and the tickets ran out. Within about 3 seconds, there was a member of staff there swapping them tickets over. It's a very loud siren when the tickets run out, so they hear it and they're there straight away. So no complaints about that at all.
Awesome arcade. You kind of lose your footing a bit because there's 3 different entrances and you're not really sure where you're going in or out. But there's loads of variety of machines. You've got things for all ages. You've got the over 18s bit. You've got things for teens, things for children. One thing I didn't see though is steps. Because some arcades, they have steps for the little ones to step on so they can see what they're doing, but didn't have any of that. Had a few chairs, but no steps that you could sort of bring around with you.
That was one thing I really liked about Haven, was having the steps. You get the step and you carry it around with you though, because they're like
hen's teeth.
Yeah.
There's also a soft play, which is free for children.
That was
as long as
good.
you've got a supervised adult in there. So I stayed in there while Holly went round and got some tickets.
I did.
We won about 600 tickets altogether. We got a couple of cheap.
How much did it cost us to win them 600 tickets?
We don't think about that. We love arcade, the kids.
It's fun and it's a good chance. So throughout the year, because we normally go to a Haven once a year, we save up all the small change.
Yeah, and you just shed it all on the arcade, and then kids get some cheap toys or whatever, but keeps them happy. But arcade, definitely a good.
Fun.
Let's get on to food now. You've got loads of outlets on site. You've got an ice cream place, they also do crepes and waffles there. You've got the pizza parlour, or pizza box it's called, where they obviously just do pizzas. You've got a standard chippy, where they've got fish and chips, number of sausages, and all your standard chips.
With the chippy, there is like bar seating and bar tables along one wall outside.
Yeah, only 2 tables. I think.
2 or 3.
But next door, you've got the chicken place. I can't remember what it's called now.
Thunderbird fried chicken.
Yeah, and you can sit in there.
Yeah, that does have an inside seating area for that. I think it's like a small restaurant kind of thing.
You then got Street Eats, which serves hot dogs, burgers, chips, just your standard kiddie food, or stuff that I like if you're a picky eater. And that's pretty much. And then you got the restaurant as well.
You do have the restaurant. We ate in the restaurant today, and
very pricey.
I can't fault the food though.
Yeah, food was lovely.
Came out very quickly. The staff were really, really lovely. They serve Costa in there, so they do all of your teas, your specialty teas, hot drinks and cold coffees as well. But
it was a lovely meal, and they serve a decent variety of alcohols as well. So can't fault that. It was a really nice meal we had. Only problem is it's pricey, a bit on the expensive side.
So we got 2 kids meals.
And both a sharing starter.
Yeah, both of them came with like a juice if you like.
Yeah.
If you wanted a fruit shoot, it was extra, but they came with like a standard squash and their kids meals, where we chose like the pick and mix, so you've got like nuggets and fish fingers and a different veg and a different carb that you can choose to have. We got a sharing platter and an additional bowl of chips. I got a cup of tea and you had an alcoholic drink, and that came to £52.
Yeah, so you know,
it's not the worst.
Yeah, but
we've definitely had more expensive meals, but for a family park, I think they probably could lower their prices a little bit.
I think when we usually stay on Haven, they've always got a Papa John's there, so we always get Papa John's. Yeah. Other than that, though, they've got the venue as well, which is obviously their main entertainment complex. Absolutely loads of seating. You never struggle for a table there. No. They've got the stage over to the right. Looks like they've got some sort of kids area. They've got a lower bit in the middle, which is like a kids dance floor. Then they've got a raised stage where we saw the drum kit. And they've got a booth on the side where they were doing the bingo calling. But yeah, loads of bar outlets around the side, and I think you can order to the table as well from various food outlets and drinks, because you've got a QR code on the table.
Speaking of ordering, you can actually order all of the food, so whether that's ice cream, crepes, waffles, street food, chicken, and the restaurant also, you can order food to your caravan or lodge that you're staying in. You have got QR codes dotted around everywhere. There is a leaflet.
And she's gone.
So you'll get this in your welcome pack, so you can get food delivered. There's a QR code there, and all of the menus are available on the app. You do need the app to order them, but as long as you've got signal, it's very quick to download. Again, this comes back to the Wi-Fi. You wouldn't be able to download it if you're connected to the Wi-Fi for Park Dean.
Yeah. So then they've got a laundrette as well. Obviously, we're not going to use that. We're not here for long enough. But for those who are staying a few more nights, they do have a laundrette. They've also got a gift shop, which doubles up as a sweet shop. And then
we have not been in there yet, though. The kids haven't noticed it.
No, fortunately. The only other facilities I like to talk about is that they do offer camping here. I came here many, many years ago with my mum and dad, and we went camping. Don't really remember a lot, to be fair. I know a lot has changed then, but they do offer camping. And then the last thing we'll talk about is the kids' play area, which is really good. Absolutely
amazing. Yeah. So I get quite anxious on kids, not me, on the kids' play areas, when the kids are on the play area, for the fact that I'm worried that they're going to fall off. There is only one point in which they would ever be able to fall off when they're going down the fireman's pole.
But other than that, everything is completely enclosed. It's very solid. It's very high up, but it's great for little kids. They've got 2 slides on there. They've got loads of various sort of crossings you can go through, and they've also got a zip wline, which my kids absolutely love. They would spend all day.
Your kids? They're yours. They're his. You heard that. You heard that. They're his.
They would spend all day on it if they could. So they're at the age now where we can just sort of leave them on it for a bit, and then we can go sit down, have a drink, order something from the bar.
Yeah, there is lots of seating around. So the park itself is enclosed. There's fences, and there's 2 gates, one at one side and then one at the far side. Both ends of the play park there is seating. So there's benches, there's round tables. Just be careful of the seagulls if you are sitting on the restaurant side. There was a strange encounter earlier on where a seagull decided to come down, eat someone's salad, their mac and cheese, and their garlic bread. Gone.
Anyway, that concludes our review here of Park Dean Resorts, and we just hope you enjoyed it and you've taken some top tips or decision if you want to decide to come here at some point. It's just outside of Great Yarmouth, only a 5-minute drive to the beachfront, and then you've got about 10 minutes over to Pleasure Beach, 20 minutes down to Pleasurewood Hills. Obviously you've got Joyland, which again is about a 5-minute drive, loads of car parks nearby, and even if you wanted to walk it wouldn't take that long to walk. No. I mean, we was up in the town centre earlier, only about 2 or 3 minutes from here, to be fair, and then we walked down. It took about 10 minutes. So really close by, decent park, good value, loads of facilities, so I definitely recommend to stay here.
I'm just gonna mentioning about the mini mart and it being quite pricey. There is a Sainsbury's and an Asda very close by. You would be able to walk to the Sainsbury's 100%. The Asda you probably want to drive to. It's right next to McDonald's though, so if you like McDonald's, you're there. But you might want to go to the supermarkets if you do need to get anything, and you are able to save some money rather than go into the mini mart on site if it's in a pinch.
So that concludes this video, and we have one more thing to say to you. We hope you enjoyed the ride, and we shall see you in the next video.